Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are right now. First, let me go ahead and say thank you to everyone for continuing to, reach out to me and suggest things to me, as well as watch these videos that I'm bringing to you guys. Today, we're gonna go over my everyday carry, what I everyday carry. I consider myself a minimalist, excuse me, when it comes to this. So I don't have. You're not gonna see anything crazy. You're not gonna see an AR-15. You're not gonna see a bazooka, anything crazy like that. Okay. I try to keep everything on my body flat and in order, so that way nothing is sticking out, and it doesn't bring any type of, you know, eyes on what I'm trying to do here. So before I get into my everyday carry, the reason why I everyday carry is very simple. Besides the job that I have done, the qualifications that I have, and things of that nature, I simply everyday carry for the protection of myself and the people around me. That right there is the main reason why I everyday carry for myself and the people who are around me, for everyone's protection. Okay, I don't everyday carry to because it look good or it's the new thing wave to do nowadays or anything like that. I don't do that. I simply everyday carry, unfortunately, for my own protection and to protect the people around me. I have two issues, I guess you could call it, with people who everyday carry or EDC. You'll hear me say EDC, and that is, I think the first thing is people don't train. Okay, training is gonna be the number one key to your everyday carry. And as I go through, I'll explain pretty much why training and excuse me, knowing where your items are essential to being protective of yourself and the people around you. So number one, training, and number two, having too much stuff. Okay, having too much stuff is never a good thing. I don't care who you are or what you do. Having too much stuff, whether it be on you, in a bag, this, that, any clutter type of situation is not good for EDC. So those are my two problems that I have with EDC. Other than that, let's go ahead and get into it. The first thing I wanted to show you guys for my EDC, I'll start with these first, is very simple. Okay. So the first thing I'll show you guys is these two right here. I don't know if you can really see it, but these rings are both pinky rings. They're gold. They both were made in Kuwait. So they both have an M on them, and the M is for my last name. All right, very simple. Something that I simply carry or I wear every day. Uh, Having a ring does have its advantage. If you get in a fight, you can use that in order to scrape somebody up or whatever the case may be. So that's a reason why I do wear them. Besides them meaning for the family, which is printed inside of one of them. So the second thing is my wallet. Okay, I keep my debit card, credit card, my handgun license, my driver's license, and my private security license in this here wallet. This is a black, I believe, wallet. It's just a card wallet. Okay. If you get in a situation, sometimes you may be able to buy yourself out of a situation. That's possible. So it's important to know where your wallet is. Next thing I have, and I think that this is possibly one of the most important things besides the actual firearm, and that is the cell phone. A cell phone, having communication in a time of danger is very important. So I try to keep this cell phone charged at all times and accessible to me or anyone in my family, that if we get in a situation that boom, you can pull it out, call 911, whatever the case may be. This is a Galaxy S23 Plus. I know the iPhone comments will come, but that's what I carry. The next thing I carry, and now we really gonna get into the weapons and how you can use these things. The next thing I carry is a belt right here. Now this belt is made by Crush Everything, and I'll be putting all the descriptions in the websites down at the bottom in the description. Excuse me. So this belt right here is made by Crush Everything, a company called Crush Everything, and it looks like a simple belt, right? However, this belt, and I'm not sure if you guys will be able to tell, but there are quarters lined inside this belt, and so if I'm in a situation where I don't have a weapon on me, technically I do, because now this becomes a slapjack, okay? And it definitely works. I've done some things with it, and it definitely works. This part right here also could be used as a spare key, right? So let's say you're out with your family and something happens. You have the spare key to the car. You right here. You tell your spouse, whoever you with, you give them the belt. They run out. Boom. They have the spare key to the car, spare key to the house. They can get to safety. Okay, so that's important right there. Always being safe or getting to safety is going to be important. Key factor. Next thing I do carry is a tourniquet. This is made by Snake Staff. Yeah, Snake Staff Systems. All right, I do carry a tourniquet. For the people who don't know what a tourniquet is, it's just a way to stop the bleeding, control the bleeding of an individual, and it will come in handy if you're in a situation. So I definitely carry one of these for myself, for the people around me. Now we'll get into the weapons that I actually carry. All right. So the next weapon that I carry is this. This is a G10 knife made by Variant 1. Okay. This knife right here does not have a steel blade on it. This knife is made by what's called G10. G10 is a fiberglass with like resin and stuff poured on top of it. So it's very hard. As you can see, I can't bend it here. And this is very, very sharp, right? So it will go through whatever object with enough force. This will go through whatever object you're trying to penetrate. Okay, this is a Variant 1 sheath. All right, just a regular sheath, normal sheath. You can move the clip to go outside the waistband or inside the waistband here. The thing I like about this knife right here is that it'll go through a metal detector. Now, I'm not gonna say, oh, take it on a plane or anything crazy like that. No, but this does go through a metal detector. I picked this up during my time as a private security guard, and I've had it ever since then, and it definitely works. Okay, definitely works. The next thing, and I wanted to, before I start, let me go ahead and say that there is no live ammo here, and everything that I'm about to show you, because I'm about to get into my firearms, is clear, and I'll show you on camera that it's clear. Okay, so let's get into it. So the one thing I do carry is this right here, and let me clear it for you guys. Show you guys that it's clear because it doesn't lock open. Okay. This is the Walther PPK and chambered in 32 ACP. So if you've seen the movie 007 or know James Bond, you know that he carried this weapon. I carry this weapon normally if I'm in a suit without a jacket, so some dress clothes without a jacket. Say that I have a vest on, right? Still in some dress clothes with a vest or suspenders. Normally 9 times out of 10, if I'm dressed up in any type of suit, this is what I carry, and I am carrying this on my ankle. I carry this with the 10 round magazine and then the finger groove, the finger pinky extension off the bottom. Okay, this gun right here is definitely a great gun. I've shot it. My daughter has shot it, so it's definitely a great usable gun in order to get. Now we can go into how 32 ACP is not a good caliber and all these things, but I'll say this about that argument: if you know what you're doing and you know what you're carrying, you won't have that problem. 32 ACP hollow points will hit somebody. It may not take them out, but it will get them up off of you. And that's all we care about. Is being safe, being protected, and get it back home. Okay. So the next firearm, I carry this one probably about 90 to 95% of the time, depending on clearly the circumstances of it. And this is the Shadow Systems CR920P War Poet Edition. I have a Hollow Sun red dot on it. It is the 507K red dot, as well as the Streamlight TLR7X sub light here. Okay, as you can see, this gun is probably one of my favorite guns right here. I do carry this gun in the summer and the springtime, and then I carry a different one in the winter and the fall. And come that time, I'll give you guys an update because I'm about to get ready to switch out some things on that gun as well. But the one thing I want to talk about and I want to give some guidance on is this compensator right here. This is called a compensator. Okay, a compensator is attached to the barrel in order to basically create a funnel for the gases. So instead of the gases coming out here, the gases come out the front of the gun and blow out. As you guys can see, there's a slot here for those gases that I'm talking about. Okay, so why did I go with a compensator for everyday carry? I use this compensator. I use this particular gun here with this compensator because of the fact that compensator or your what's the word? Take quick follow-up shots if need to. Okay, so what I mean by that is that you have a target that you have to take out. You fire off your first shot. Any shot that, without the compensator or ported slider barrel, any shot that you take, this weapon rises. So it's gonna rise, okay, like this. Now, with the compensator here, or the ported barrel or the ported slide, excuse me, the weapon is still gonna rise. However, with the gases shooting out the front instead of the backside here, it's not gonna rise as much, right? And this allows you to pretty much stay on target. And if you need to take some follow-up shots, then that is gonna, you won't be searching all the way around looking for your target because it's still gonna bring you back onto the target. And so that's why I carry a compensator on my EDC. Okay. And again, back to the first thing that I told you guys. Carrying the EDC, like I said, the compensator, knowing what your compensator does, knowing how to use a small weapon like this right here, knowing how to use your tourniquet, things like that come strictly from training. It comes from training, knowing what you have as far as your equipment, and knowing how to properly take care of it, have it on your body, whatever the case may be. So, at the end of the day, if you're gonna actually carry this stuff, train, train, train. Okay? I will say training is the #1 problem with EDC. As far as training goes, breathing mitigation is always a big thing. That's definitely going to be a big thing. Communication with the people around you when you're trying to get stuff done, because you got to think things are going haywire. So that's definitely a big thing as well. things to train on. If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and I should be back with you guys next week for another video. Thank you.